I wanted to follow up on my video from last week concerning BP Pulse. There's been more information uncovered, and I'm officially going to be tracking this as a project. BP Pulse is got a website associated with them, and they posted some quotes November 5th. Let me just go through these very quickly. In major metro areas, we're building large-scale hubs with 12 or more ultra-fast charging bays called gigahubs. In April, the first one opened, and we have several more slated to open over the next year. Now, I'm assuming the next year meaning from November 5th, 2024 to November 5th, 2025. Additionally, BP Pulse is working with Travel Centers of America, part of the BP portfolio, strategic locations of TA sites along major interstate highways to install EV charging along key corridors. So there's a GigaHub effort, which I'm calling Greenfield, because they buy a plot of land and they build an EV charging station on a greenfield plot of land. They also have Travel Centers of America, which BP owns. They're going to be building those along interstate corridors. In addition, we're also be leveraging BP's footprint of around 8,000 gas station and retail sites to bring smaller EV charging hubs to where drivers are already fueling up. So I wasn't going to be tracking the gas stations, but I was going to be tracking the gigahubs and the TA along the interstate corridor builds. So those were the two that I was intending to track. There was also a press release concerning LAZ Parking partnership and 900 at Simon Mall. And if you do the math, 900 divided by 12, that's 75 Simon Mall locations that they're likely going to be doing. But so I've seen too many press releases not actually happen to actually make any motion towards trying to track Simon Mall or LAZ Parking. If they actually start doing something at these locations, I'll consider tracking them. But right now, I'm considering this a non-existent effort, but we'll see. It is an official press release. So here's the history of what happened here concerning the next generation. You can see these are Alphatronic hyperchargers. We are in the West Midlands, England, September 7th, 2023. A very large gigahub became operational, and obviously this is staged because all the parking stalls are full, but still there are pictures on the internet showing this is a active charging location. And they also took over the venue and rebranded it BP Pulse Live, and over here is a rendering, and this is what it looks like in actuality. So they sunk some media or marketing dollars into rebranding a venue, indicating that they were intending to move forward. And I was not biting that this was an actual truthful effort by British Petroleum. I was thinking this was either what they call vaporware or lip service, and it wasn't actually something that they're going to go through with. And I didn't see any indication to make me believe otherwise. So I was just saying, oh, okay, they built a charging station in England. Great. However, last week on LinkedIn, you can see a hypercharger. This is in Victoria, Australia, posted by Steve Armour. And it's actually operational. The BP Pulse team was there doing the commissioning of this station. Literally hours later, this was spotted on PlugShare. A YouTuber, Ariel Bastista, posted these photos. And it was literally hours after that. But you can see it's this exact same Alphatronic hyperchargers, except these are in the United States in St. Augustine, Florida, off Interstate 95. So we're not talking about a project that's being discussed, and we're not talking about a project that's in the planning phase. It's being executed, and we actually have hardware in the ground. So now my opinion's changing. BP Pulse is actually doing what they're saying they were going to do. Further, Steve from Plug and Play EV found these site plans. Over here is a gigahub in Virginia. It's 34 stalls, 28 Tesla supercharger stalls, and 6 CCS1 via Alphatronic. And if you look at this, they have a queuing line. So they're thinking 34 stalls is not going to be enough. And I think the reason they think that this is near an airport, so for rideshare people who are heavily reliant on DC fast chargers, they're thinking this is going to be a heavily utilized site. But still, this was uncovered and posted to PlugShare by Steve at Plug and Play EV. He also found this one in Oregon, which I mentioned on the last video. It is a Travel Center of America with 12 stalls, 8 of which are Tesla superchargers, 4 of which are Alphatronic hyperchargers. Both of these are posted in PlugShare. I will link the locations down below in the description. This is what the greenfield locations look like in table form, and I'll show what it looks like on a map as well. There's additional two more. There's one that's actually open, which is at their headquarters in North America, the North American headquarters, called the Katy Freeway GigaHub. Costs 48 cents. It opened on April 5th. This is the Sterling, Virginia one with 28 J3400 and 6 CCS1 for a total of 34 ports. And there's two in Austin, Texas, which we believe to be smaller locations, but they're still being listed as GigaHubs because they are not at gas stations and they are not at Travel Centers of America. This is what the Travel Centers of America looks like in table form, and I toggled the status to be either in construction, having a NEVI award issued, or just being discovered by permit. And I sorted the whole thing by PlugShare ID, indicating when it was chronologically entered into PlugShare. I thought that might be a good way of sorting through these. And as you can see, one is under construction in Pennsylvania. We don't have pictures, but there's a check-in indicating that it is under construction. The other one under construction is in Jacksonville, Florida, or St. Augustine, Florida, on Interstate 95. But all the other ones are just either NEVI awards issued or permits spotted. From the BP Pulse website, these are the locations, most of which are gas stations, except for this one down here in Texas. That's the GigaHub at their headquarters. So no indication of what the coming soon locations will be. They do occasionally blurb out on social media little maps like this indicating where they've installed new charging stations, and it's kind of doled out once every couple of months or something like that. They'll say, well, these are the ones that we've opened. So there is that. But this is what the map looks like of the ones that I've been able to compile. So let's go to this in bigger view. So the ones that are under construction are here in Pennsylvania and here in Florida. The one that is spotted in permit near the Washington, D.C. airport is this one here. And then these are all the ones in the TDL, how do you say it? The Texas Department of Licensing something permitting engine or database. These were all the ones spotted there. And then we've got NEVI awards in purple. But one thing to note, this is not a complete list of what is on their build list. This is just kind of like a spattering of speculation that we've been able to compile from just public documents, but we don't know how big the build is going to be. When they submitted for NEVI applications, that puts them into the public domain, so we're able to spot that. And if they issue a permit that someone picks up, we're able to spot that as well. So likely, much more is going around the United States that we're not actually aware of yet. One thing that actually caught my attention is over here, east of Houston. When I zoom in here, you'll see there's a Travel Center of America, there's a Love's Truck Stop, and over here is the Flying J Travel Center. This Flying J Travel Center already has DC fast chargers. This one over here has a permit filed, so it's going to be getting DC fast chargers. And Love's may be targeting this location. We don't really know all their build locations. So on this one exit of Interstate 10 in Texas, we could have 3 truck stops, all with DC fast charger builds. And that to me is a major change in events. The fact that brands that are national truck stop brands are now apparently all catching the electric bug all at the same time. And who knows how big this is going to be, but it's going to be great to be able to watch because they're going with top-of-the-notch hardware. And one of the reasons why I think they're going with Alpitronic is the whole silicon carbide rectifier makes it less expensive to operate because there's lossless transfer from AC to DC. So it makes it a little bit more economical for the CPO in order to disperse electricity with a silicon carbide rectifier. So there is that, but they also have the Tesla superchargers, which come in at a lower upfront cost as well. So a nice mix in their hardware portfolio. Anyway, I felt as though it was worthwhile to do a more in-depth look at what the British Petroleum, both GigaHub and Travel Centers of America build looks like now that I've had a chance to actually go through and look at the data in more detail. Thanks for watching.